Welcome. I'm now calling to order the meeting for July 11th of the Farmington Hills City Council regularly scheduled meeting. We will begin, as we always do, with the call to the meeting to order, and now the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you all join me as we lead the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the roll call, please.
Mayor Barnett,
Present.
Council Members Boulware,
Here.
Bridges,
Here.
Bruce,
Here.
Knoll, here, Massey,
Here.
and Newland. Here. Thank you. All present.
We also need to approve the regular city session agenda. Is there any discussion? Ken? Dr. Massey?
Madam Mayor, I would move approval of the agenda as published.
Is there a second?
I'll support.
Okay, it's been moved by Dr. Massey, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Newland. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, this is a straight up vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? None. It passes unanimously. Next is correspondence. Does anybody have any correspondence they wish to report that we all didn't receive?
Did we all receive a letter from the young student from Michigan State, Dana,
About the Mexican.
about the scholarship opportunities?
I think so, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we all have it.
Okay, anyone else? I did receive an email from a gentleman who has a problem neighbor that we're going to be looking into. And so that has been forwarded on to the city attorney and to the chief of police. I think the chief has responded, but we're going to do a little more investigation and see what we can do for that. Everything else has been routine that we've all received copies of. Next is the consent agenda. That will be read by the Mayor Pro Tem. All items on the consent agenda will be considered routine by City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests, in which event the item may be removed from the consent agenda for consideration. We already know that Mr. Bridges has cited a conflict with one of the consent agenda items because it pertains to hiring. There he is over there. He's removed himself from the dais. Hiring one of his family members under one of the consent agenda items that we have to approve. So I will now turn it over to the Mayor Pro Tem to read, and then we will probably have two motions on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mayor Barnett. The consent agenda is published this evening. Number 2, recommend approval of purchase of the power load stretcher system and related equipment with Stryker Medical in the amount of $169,455.93, and the approval of a purchase order to Kodak Emergency Vehicle in the amount of $4,650 to install the power load stretcher system and related equipment. This is CMR 7-22-65. Number 3, recommend approval of the purchase of ProCare service for cardiac monitors and Lucas device with Stryker Medical in the amount of $72,450.80. This is CMR 7-22-66. Number 4, recommend approval of request for employment under section 10.01A of the city charter for a camp leader. Number 5, recommend approval of the city council study session meeting minutes of June 27th, 2022. Number 6, recommend approval of the city council regular session meeting minutes of June 27th, 2022.
Okay, is there a motion on item number 4? Dr. Massey?
I would move approval of item number 4 as read by the Mayor Pro Tem. Support.
It's been moved by Dr. Massey, seconded by Dr. Bruce. This is a roll call vote.
Yes, Council Members Bruce,
Yes.
Yes, wait.
Are we, is Councilmember Bridges recusing himself and not voting on all of them, all the items, or just item
Just this
4?
one.
Just this one.
Okay, roll call vote?
Council Members Bruce,
Yes.
Boulware,
Yes.
Newland,
Yes.
Knoll,
Yes.
Massey,
Yes.
and Mayor Barnett.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Bridges will now come back to the dais. Dr. Bruce.
Mayor, I will make a motion to approve consent agenda items number 2, 3, 5, and 6.
Support.
It's been moved by Dr. Bruce, seconded by Councilmember Bridges, the approval of items 2, 3, 5, and 6 on the consent agenda. Any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Bridges,
Yes.
Bolaware,
Yes.
Newland,
Yes.
Knoll,
Yes.
Massey,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
and Mayor Barnett.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that brings us to public questions and comments. Please limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes on any item of city business that is not currently on our agenda. Does anybody wish to come forward? Okay, we will open the public comments, close the public comments, back to the agenda. Next is council member comments and announcements. Mr. Bridges.
Thank you, Mayor, appreciate that. You know, I'm the liaison for the Council on Aging, and as you know, the Council on Aging has been very busy with one particular project, which is elder abuse education. They've spent a lot of time developing a video that will be disseminated throughout the community to alert the community in regards to elder abuse, to recognizing the symptoms of elder abuse and some of the resources that are available to help victims of elder abuse. So they're going to be attending, spreading out to service clubs as well as senior centers and anyone who wants to listen in regards to the elder abuse elder abuse from the standpoint of elder financial abuse. So that's their charge, and I think it'll be very helpful to the community, given the fact that we have a growing aging population in our community, and this effort by the Farmington Area Commission will be helpful from the standpoint of informing our residents regarding the signs of financial elder abuse. So look for them to be around the community and getting some airtime, hopefully, to help educate our community regarding the signs of financial elder abuse. Also wanted to point out that I'm also part of the Optimist Club, along with Councilmember Bruce as well as Councilmember Massey. And we have an event coming up pretty soon with the Optimist Club. On August 2nd, we have our annual golf outing, and it's going to be held at the Farmington Hills Golf Club. And we're very excited about that, and we urge those who want to be part of that effort to contact the Optimist Club and at 248-476-5910. The date of the annual golf outing is August 2nd at 9:30, shotgun start at the Farmington Hills Optimist Club. Thank you. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else? Dr. Massey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've got a couple of items. First of all, we have upcoming this weekend is the Farmington Founders Festival. And the Grand Marshal for the Founders Festival Parade is a rather unique, it's a unique decision because the 2022 Founders Festival Parade Grand Marshal is CARES of Farmington Hills. So they're being acknowledged and going to head off the parade for all the good that they've been doing in the city. Secondly, it is August the 18th. Let me make sure I got that right. Yes. The Emergency Preparedness Commission is hosting a health and safety education fair. This will take place at the Hawk up in the, it's going to be the Farmington Hills Community Center at the Hawk. And there are 2 sessions on the 18th of August, 1:30 to 4 and 4:30 to 8. And in all of those, the coverage of the program is to come out and learn how to prepare your family for unexpected things in life. I'm going to give that flyer to the city clerk because it's brand new. Speaking of upcoming events, is the Farmington Safe is holding our annual softball tournament. Farmington Safe, if you don't know of it, it is the group that deals with mental health and trying to get mental health information out for our community. I know that all of council have been at these before. That softball tournament starts at 9 a.m. It's at Founders Park on Saturday, August the 6th. And if you have a team, if you want to come out and play, please do. Signing up a team is It's about $300, or you can grab a sponsor. But it's a great event. It's for fun, so it's not highly competitive, although there are a few teams that do get into it, and it does end up being a pretty competitive thing. But it's very enjoyable, and it's for a good reason, because it brings focus in on the whole mental health issue. And we are being joined, Farmington Safe is being joined this year by the John Meisner Foundation, which John was one of our firefighters that we lost in an accident a number of years, about 6 years ago. And he and his mother and his brothers will be in attendance. We're pooling our resources. And finally, I do represent council on the Economic Development Corporation, and as you know, our Economic Development Corporation was supported by council with a resolution to move forward on the Innovation Center at the Hawk. One of those things that sort of is inhibitory is the fact that it's going to cost a fair amount of money. And on behalf of the Economic Development Corporation, I know the mayor has kind of a connection to the state representative, but our state representative, Samantha Steckloff, did work heavily to get us funded through the state with $750,000 towards the building of that center. And the Economic Development Corporation, me personally, but the Economic Development Corporation wants to thank her, and I wanted to make sure you get that on the record. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
I already gave her a big kiss and a hug for that.
Mayor, I think we all should, go ahead.
No, I had something to say, but go ahead.
I think we all should applaud that. That's an excellent investment in our community, and we
Well,
thank her efforts there.
I will let her know that we are all 100% behind that move.
Excellent.
Our state rep works very, very hard, and she has a very plum position in the State House of Representatives, where she serves as vice chair of 2 subcommittees on appropriations. And one is infrastructure, and the other is higher education. And she has been very successful in working in a bipartisan fashion and making sure that Farmington and Farmington Hills are very well taken care of with their needs, as well as the rest of the state. She has to look out for that too, but I'm very proud. So, and I know we were all very grateful for the projects that she did get funded in this community. So thank you. That was-
Checks in the mail?
I think well, all I can tell you is that the governor's team was so impressed with the idea of our innovation center that they've also established a revolving fund for innovation center projects that would be funded through a grant request process across the state. So what we're doing here was certainly recognized by the governor as a wonderful kind of opportunity to promote entrepreneurism and innovation, and it's hopefully will be replicated in other cities.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, Ms.
Yes.
Bowler.
Yes. As the council rep liaison on the Arts Commission, most of you, or some of you, may have received in the mail the Fall 2022 Activities Guide, which is really a tremendous effort. It's packed full of wonderful programs. It's the most ambitious programming that's been done to date with both the Hawk and the Caustic. And there are some great programs in there. There's something about the maker space. You'll be hearing more about that on August 1st. There are classes on theater, art, public art programs, drag queen bingo. There's the Black Box Jazz Series. They're bringing in some great artists for that. And if you have not received them, those guides are also available, will be available, and are available at both the Hawk and the Caustic Center. Not sure if there's any here in City Hall, and there's some in City Hall. And coming up on February, I'm really early, on July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, We're bringing in the amazing Detroit Youth Choir. Many of you may have seen them on American Got Talent. They got the golden buzzer there. Tickets are on sale as of today. They're going fast. And these young kids are truly amazing. And I would invite everyone to come out, purchase a ticket soon, and come out and see these children, because they're just fantastic.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, next item on the agenda is the city manager update.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. So just a couple of things, Councilman Massey kind of stole my thunder. So Founders Festival Parade is this weekend. It's July 16th. It starts at 9:40 on the parade route. So we hope to see everybody from the community out to enjoy that event. It's always a lot of fun. Just wanted to talk a little bit about our new rubbish hauler, GFL. This is the second week that GFL has been in town, taking over from our previous rubbish hauler. And we have had some service interruptions, which we anticipated as part of the changeover. New crews, learning new routes, things of that nature. And just wanted to let everybody know that if you have a pickup that has been missed, please call our Public Works Department at 248-871-2850. And we will try to get a crew out there, hopefully the next day, to pick up your rubbish if we can certainly accommodate that. And also wanted to let the community know and council know about our DE&I efforts. Those are ongoing. The city has completed both its data analysis and its organizational readiness assessment, and we will be scheduling a time to review this information with our DE&I Advisory Committee and the Employee DE&I Council very shortly. So wanted to let everybody know about that. Thank you.
Sooner the better. Okay.
Yes, for the city manager. When will the city council be informed of the audit and what the progress, where you are up to date? Because as I mentioned at our last session, I think it's something that we need to hire a DEI person sooner rather than later, really now. And I'm not quite certain where we are and what the Darlene King, our consultant, has, what her findings have been.
So great question, Councilperson Bolaware. And so I was actually going to ask the mayor this evening, but I have not had an opportunity to ask her. As part of the rollout of this data, we'd like to have some council folks participate. It's going to be during the day, probably from 11 to 2. And I wanted to ask the mayor for 3 folks from council that might want to participate in that data rollout. I think it's important that some on council are a part of that. And then, of course, once we have that data and it's rolled out to the committee, an executive level presentation will be provided for all of council during a public meeting for the public's consumption as well.
Okay, well, we will talk about that probably tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will alert all council, and we'll stay on track with that. Okay, thank you. Next item is the attorney's report. Does anybody have any questions about the attorney's report? Seemed pretty simple, nothing's changed. So, which means we will now go into item number 8, which is closed session. And this will require a roll call vote. Now, when we go into closed session, we will be going into closed session to consider, we will be considering and discussing an employee requested review from Pam Smith, our city clerk. The council will return to open session immediately following the closed session to take action if needed, and then to also close the public meeting. So during this time, under the Open Meetings Act, an employee who is going to be reviewed can require it be done in closed session, but the council will take no action on what we discuss in the closed session. We will take no action on that because that requires us to act under a public meeting. So if we are going to take any action at all, we will be coming back to a public meeting, and any action that we take on the employee review will be taken then, and then we also have to come back to public session to adjourn the meeting. So what I'm trying to say is thank you all for being here tonight, but you got to leave the room. So as soon as we have the vote to go into closed session. So this takes a motion and a roll call vote. Yes, Councilmember Noel.
I'll make a motion to enter into closed session to discuss an employee-requested review for Pam Smith, the city clerk.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Knowles, supported by Councilmember Bridges. Any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Councilmembers Bulaware,
Yes?
Newland,
Yes.
Knoll,
Yes.
Massey,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Bridges,
Yes.
and Mayor Barnett.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will now enter closed session, and we will be returning, as I said, to open session after the review is completed.
It was interesting. It was
Welcome back to, we are coming back to open session for the City of Farmington Hills regularly scheduled meeting of July 11th, 2022. And we are on, we're coming back from item number 8, and we are going to take some action. So I will leave it to Councilmember Knoll.
Sure.
To make a motion.
I will make a motion that the council hereby affirms a rate increase for the city clerk based on her annual review that is consistent with the increase approved for other general employees and department heads once union contracts are approved.
Okay, okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. Is this a roll call vote or a general vote? Any questions? Seeing none, this is a straight-up vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And that brings us to the end of the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Bridges, seconded by Dr. Bruce, that we adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good night, Farmington Hills.
Thank you very